Uh, we have a guest who was a former MP, a very tall leader from Haryana. Here is a man who is the descendant of Sir Chaudhary Ram, a very tall farmers leader from Haryana. He shifted from the Congress to the BJP, was a union minister, and now is disgruntled. In fact, he's made certain utterances that may very well embarrass his party. I have with me Chaudhary Birender Singh. Thank you very much, Chaudhary Birender Singh, for joining us. There is a lot of speculation on what your position is. So I want to start by asking you straight up, where do you stand on the farm laws?
My position is very clear. I belong to a family which brought agrarian reforms for the first time in this country. That is way back 90 years. In 1936, my grandfather, legend Kisan leader Sir Chaudhary Ram, introduced this APMC, he introduced MSP and whatnot. The time when there was a social, upheaval in the society, when exploitation was, at the peak, he brought these legislation and the transformation of the land which was already mortgaged to the money lenders, restored back to the tiller. That I belong to that family. So what I think is that is my moral responsibility, that I should stand with my brothers, my farmers, those who brought those who brought green revolution in this country. We are now proud of this, that because of our agriculture, we are now totally self-sufficient. If somebody talks of self-sufficiency, that is first time the Kisan brought this self-sufficiency in our country.
Yeah, but Chaudhary Sahab, do you realize that what you're saying you're standing with the protesting farmers, your party does not share the same view. The Prime Minister held a rally on Friday supporting these laws.
Actually, something takes some more time to understand. And if you see the legislation which was passed of the GST, there was a lot of criticism, there was a lot of opposition to that legislation, but ultimately when it was functional, then you would see that more than 120 amendments took place in the last 2 years, and every amendment was unanimous. So that is what the quality or the beauty of the democracy is.
Now, Chaudhary Birender Singh, all people in the government, Prime Minister downwards, say that this law is in the farmers' interest. And the opposition is only into it because of political interests at play. Where do you stand on this issue? The government seems to say that farmers are not opposing. It's the political interests that are opposing.
What I think is, this to bring politics in the agitation of the Kisan, they have totally rejected this thesis or the apprehension that political parties are, in league with this. It has totally been exposed. Now, what they have said, even when I am supporting Kisan agitation, I will go to their, platform only when they are satisfied. So no political leader was allowed to come to address them. No political party, even SGPC President Bibi Jagir Kaur, she made a mention that our Jakthas are being coming to support the farm. They said nothing doing, only the farmers are allowed. So this kind of, farmers arrangement is, that is excellent. I must say this is first time that no political interference.
Chaudhary Sahab, you belong from the rich legacy of Sir Chaudhary Ram. Who doesn't know him? He's celebrated. You are in the Bharatiya Janata Party. Your family members are in the Bharatiya Janata Party. But your comments seem to suggest some amount of disgruntlement. Is this perhaps a sign of your eventual exit from the BJP?
Why I should be disgruntled? That is number one, because I am already on record that when my son got a nomination of my party, I made it clear to Honorable Prime Minister that if my son gets into politics, I would be quitting politics, electoral politics, that is what I mentioned, and the ministership. So I left both. So I am totally satisfied man. The party gave me what I deserved, and that party which gave to me was because of my grandfather. They understood that here is a man who belongs to Chotu Ram's family, and they have honored me. They have given me all kind of respect. I am very thankful to them, and in that way I can say that I have no dissatisfaction. I am totally satisfied man, and I want that if I am to do something, then in my twilight period of my life, I must serve the farming community of our country.
Sure. Chaudhary Birender Singh, I'm going to ask a straight question on the big fight. Are you going to rejoin the Congress party?
Why should? I left Congress. I was in Congress for 42 years. And you know what kind of treatment I met it. That treatment I don't want. This kind of, even when I am not in electoral politics, why should I join Congress? Why? What attracts me to join Congress? Nothing. No, I am totally satisfied, and what I have said is my total life now, maybe of 2 years or 10 years or 15 years, I will serve the farming community. I will fight for their rights. I will see that they become a major partner, or they should be having a partnership of the total wealth of this country. Now they are nowhere. We were 52% of the GDP. Now we are 14%, and still 62% population is still in agriculture.
Correct.
If we have been able to reduce that percentage to 20% or 30%, then I would have been a satisfied man. That okay, if we have come down from 52 to 14%, we have also come down from 85% to 30%. Then this is the sign of, the Kisan getting a due share in the economy of the country, or I should say economy of the world as such.
Okay. Chaudhary Sahab, whatever you have told us right now about you standing with the farmers, would you want to advise the same to the Prime Minister and to the BJP, perhaps seek a meeting?
That depends on the leadership, how much capable they think of me. I can't say, but at least because of my 50 years political experience, I may be helpful to my party. I am not talking of the government, but I may be helpful to my party to make understand the psyche of the peasantry of Punjab, Haryana and Western UP as a whole, because we are a section of peasantry which produces or which gives 70% of the grains to our central kitty.
Correct.
That may be wheat, that may be rice.
Interesting. So that's a if people in the BJP are listening, Chaudhary Birender Singh wants to advise if somebody thinks he's fit, and of course, why wouldn't they? Now, Mr. Birender Singh, the Supreme Court has said that, has in fact suggested that the laws must be put on hold, has asked the central government that can there be a way where you can put these laws on hold pending negotiations. Do you think, according to you, is this a good solution in the meantime?
This gives one ray of hope to me, that indirectly Supreme Court is of the view that let us have one more round of talks and take a final view, and a view which can satisfy the farmers, government should also appreciate that whatever transpired between us and the government is totally satisfied, and Kisan also think that they have got their due.
All right, Chaudhary Birender Singh, a pleasure talking to you, and let's hope the government listens to you or the party listens to you as you are appealing. Thank you so much for joining us on The Big Fight.